Hey everybody, welcome to the Growing with Fishes podcast, live from YouTube jail. We have a bullshit flag on our channel currently from Mammoth P, Mammoth Microbes for some reason, was suddenly blacklisted from YouTube. And being as how they were in a whole bunch of our videos from the conference because they were a sponsor, we are currently awaiting appeal or a 7-day ban from streaming. So we will be back to the normal channel here soon. Until then, we're back to our backup channel. And yeah, so we'll let everybody introduce themselves. How's it going, Marty?
Good. Well, I mean, all right. Southern Oregon's a little tense right now. So just trying to hang in there, I guess. Went to the recent vigil for the young man that was murdered here. So it's been a rough couple days for sure. But growing-wise, everything's good. Just working hard on the class, getting things put together. We're keeping the plants alive, the usual, and bug-free. How about you guys?
How's it going tonight, Roger?
I have been working myself near to the bone. Fingers, they're hurting. I ain't typed so much in years getting this new website together. Everything's going excellent, though.
Awesome. Yes. We will have everything going here in a second. I'm just trying to make sure everybody knows how to find us so that people may stumble upon us. All right. So everybody, for the last however long we've been doing this podcast, always asks us, hey, how much do we have to dose stuff? Where can I get a nutrient? What can I safely put in my system? How do I fix this nutrient? All these, all the different combinations of those questions. And we haven't really had an easy.
As a matter of fact, I just got some today, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, so we have been working hard and partnering up with True Aquaponics to do a whole new store just for aquaponic cannabis growers that has fish-safe nutrients and recommended dosing based on the size of your system. So when you go to the website, you put in how big your system is on the page there, and then we'll send you for any of the veg or bloom kits. We'll send you a kits designed for your system, based on how many weeks of veg or bloom that you plan on doing feeding for. We have micronutrient mixes, iron, pH kits, as well as a whole wide range of different nutrients, so that if you want to completely ignore what we say and you want to do your own blends, go ahead and mix and match and get the stuff that you need to rebalance your system. So it's a really great place. And we also have the link on there if you do want to end up having us do all the testing and work for you. We do have the consulting service on there as well. So we put a ton of work and effort into it, and it kind of provides a lot of the different resources that people have been asking for over the years in terms of dosing and recommended dosing on different nutrients and all this different stuff for aquaponics. So that they can buy it and just make it easy for them. So we put a lot of time and effort into it, and Roger's been working quite hard on the website. So I'll let him show some of the stuff here. Let me turn multi-sharing on. There you go. You should be able to share now.
There we go. So, yeah, that's not even the front page of the website. Let's see. I had to turn my mic on. Anyway, so when you come to the home page, you can see at the very top, whether you're on a phone or tablet or whatever. It's got our listings up here. Now, the consulting that he just talked about is not actually listed for consulting. It's under commercial cannabis. So when you go in there, you get it's a nutrient management service where we manage your farm, and we do water samples, get those tested, and then we ship out the minerals you're going to need for the month. That's upcoming. And then at the end of the month, we retest again to see where you're at, make sure you're in a good place for where your grow's at. And if you're high or low or out of balance in any way, we correct that really quickly. And that's I think that's extremely important to have that happen to get the best possible grow. So another thing he was talking about was if you want to ignore all advice and do it yourself, just click on minerals, and every mineral we carry is listed in here. There's 2 pages worth of them right now. So, and you see everything's on sale. Since we just opened the site up, we've got everything on sale. And that includes the veg and flower kits. Here in about a month or so, they're probably going to go up about 10%. But right now, we've got them set at certain prices. And depending on what strain you're growing, you should know how long your veg time is and how long your flower time is. There's so many alternatives, so many different routes to go. We had to split it into 3 parts. So you've got a veg that's going to be a 4-week veg kit, 6-week for veg, and then a 12-week for veg. And once you get in here, then you can see, and let's just click on the 12-week. You'll see that the veg and flower kits are 12-week veg, and you get either 6, 8, or 12-week for flower, depending on your strain and what you're trying to do. It's really simple. Click on gallons in your system. Right now it shows up to 1,000. Tomorrow it'll be updated to show up to 1,500, and that's as far as we're going to go with this for blind dosing. So let's say you've got a 500-gallon system, and let's say you've got 8-week flower and 12-week veg. That way you're growing these monster plants, and then 8 weeks worth of flowering before you harvest. It shows you your price. Add it to your cart, and in a couple of days we will ship out a kit that has everything for the 12 weeks of veg and then everything for the 8 weeks of flower, all in one kit. Everything's numbered 1 through whatever it may be. In this case, it would be 20. So for 20 weeks, you would every week put in one of these doses. You simply cut the bag open, dump it in, and go about your business, with the exception of fish food and altering your pH. So it's that simple. I mean, it's... Go ahead.
Comes with a little kit. So you have, each week it'll have a couple of different things you tear open. They're all separated so that you don't have problems with figuring stuff out. Or, a lot of people don't want that. They just want something a little easier, just on a 1 month or a 3-week dose. So we have you can have that too. So it's going to be, really kind of able to adapt it depending on what your grow method is, how many weeks your strains are. We all know that everyone has different lengths of time for that. So this just adds a little bit of extra nutrients to the system to help balance things out for heavy feeding cannabis plants or flowering crops or fruiting crops. This kind of helps to solve a lot of your color issues, your production issues, your size issues, and just a lot of the mystery deficiencies that people end up having. This goes a long way for fixing that. Comes with some micronutrients as well, and really just makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, not only does it make it easier, but you end up with a grow out that is so much better than if you are just using fish food. And that's one of the things we show when you look in here. You'll see, and this picture was provided by Steve actually to me, but you can see in this picture the foreground is unsupplemented. That's just fish food and fish, and they're doing their thing. And then in the background, you can see the fantastic growth.
Marty, Marty,
is that Marty's?
Yes, Marty can tell us all about it.
Marty, speak up, buddy. Let's hear you.
Oh yeah. So in the front row here that you can see, right in front, towards the bottom of the picture is a dual root zone plant with just worm castings mixed in. So no supplements, no langbeinite or rock phosphate or whatever inputs that you're usually mixing in the soil for your added potassium and phosphorus. So it finished, it grew flowers, but you can tell in the back, which those plants in the back do have supplements in there for potassium and phosphorus, calcium, magnesium. Some of them are at varied rates depending on it, but all the yields across the board were more than double per plant with the supplemented plants versus the control plant, which is the one you're looking at here, which didn't receive any supplement at all, other than the worm castings.
What about the smell of these plants, Marty? When you walk into a grow that's being supplemented properly versus one that's not, how does that smell? Because I would like to have somebody really explain that, the difference in the smell of these grows.
Well, I mean, you have a lot of different things that end up being linked to terpene production. And that's really what I'm trying to isolate at this point is, because I think we can all sort of agree and just look at the studies that have been done that aquaponics can utilize less nutrients to get the same growth, but how little is kind of the question. So that's why I vary my inputs in order to try to create different results. And so a few different things of note. The smell of the non-supplemented plant is a little more muted. It's not quite as pungent. It still smokes quite well. I would say the trichome production is not as apparent. Definitely, you still get a high number of trichomes, but definitely not as many as when properly supplemented. But the main difference, I think, if anything, is it is the number of flower sites, the size of the flowers, and the terpene production are probably the three main things that I think you can honestly tell just by looking and smelling and honestly smoking, that it's just a more pleasurable experience all around. So smells stronger and different as well too. I would say, well, both of these were the same cut off the same mom. They had different characteristics, which I could show you in other pictures. I'm not sure if you have other ones besides that, but the colors were different. The one that wasn't supplemented was the bud turned sort of a darker color, like a deeper color than the other ones, and faded out much more yellow. Like you can see here, the leaves on this plant are much more yellow sooner than the other ones. So those were just kind of some of the observations of growing them, but definitely not as a pungent smell or experience smoking it. I didn't get any lab tests done on it, so I can't tell you anything about specifically about cannabinoid production, other than old school testing, which is it was much less effective than the other stuff.
Yeah. So with that said, I'm assuming that edibles would be the same issue with the non-supplemented plants. You're not going to get the quality product that you would with the supplemented plants that are in balance. So, and a lot of people they go edibles instead of smoking it. So it's important that they get the best quality product they can in the end, whether it be for medicinal or recreational. You want to get the best product you can. So that's what we're working towards.
Yeah, and I would also say that, especially in edibles, if you're not necessarily as worried about, bag production or how it smells or whatever else, you have to be aware that the main determining factor in how much product you have to use in order to get to your dosage levels is going to be your cannabinoid and terpene production. So you're going to be using more of the plant to make your medicine, and you'll be yielding less. So it's a dual win. You'll need more of it, and you will have less of it without supplement. So that's my advice.
Right. Absolutely. It's like with anything, the higher quality product you're using for anything, including minerals, then the better off you're going to be in the end. So, and we have pushed, we have pushed and strived to have the very best minerals and mineral mixes. That way, when you add the stuff to your system, it's a smaller amount because it's a pure mineral. It's a stronger mineral content to our mixes, and it is just the same. It works down the line. If you do things right, when you get to where you need to be, you're going to have a better product overall. And we're trying to do it for the least amount of cost for everybody to help them out. So,
right, and just one more thing about the varying of nutrients, I would say that the one that was the most pungent and probably the most effective in terms of consuming it was the plants that I use, langbeinite, which also has sulfur in the mix as well, and that definitely seemed to bring out a lot more smell in both the growing it and consuming it, more flavor. And so I did some that had langbeinite and some that had other sources of potassium that didn't include the sulfur. So that was the thought behind that. And I definitely feel like it makes a difference for sure.
This is the langbeinite he's talking about. It's also called KMag, which is potassium magnesium sulfate, which is a naturally occurring organic mineral. It's not synthetic, not petroleum. It's a normal, comes out of the ground, and it's a great. And the particular one that he gets is OMRI listed, so you're not taking for me, especially because it allows you to separately. So definitely one of the better options for minerals in aquaponics.
and it's also used in all of our mixes. So we use the very best of anything we can get. Even if we make less money on the back end, we're wanting to send out the very best quality of product. That way you don't have to think about whether or not you're getting high quality minerals in your system. We want you to know you're getting high quality minerals no matter what it takes. Even if we have to take a hit on it, we will, because overall a happy customer is going to come back and buy again. So that's important to us.
Absolutely. And we also provide a wide range of different micro minerals and micronutrients and other things as well. You can see there's some copper, molybdenum, manganese and other things. So just depending on what it is that you're needing. Potassium silicate, one of the most important things for your aquaponic system for raising pH. So a wide range of seaweed extract if you want to go that route. So really whatever you want to do, and we're going to be constantly adding more stuff on here. We're going to be adding microbes. We're going to be adding a lot more to this store. We're just kind of in the process of bringing it online. We wanted to make sure that we had it up around the same time as the class in case anybody had any questions or just wants to just get started. We've also had, like Marty and I have said, so many people ask us, hey, how much do I put in my stuff, this, that, and the other. This will allow you to get dosing that's actually for other 100,000 gallons if you buy a pack, and then also for a recommended dosing per dose if you do that, and then also nutrients for all in one kind of part A, part B type style kits with the veg and flower kits. Again, to kind of make it easy. So many people are interested in getting started with aquaponic cannabis, and they just don't have the chemistry background to do it easily. This allows them to kind of not have to worry about that component and just focus on the plants without having to worry about killing your fish. You can dose almost all of the kits up to double the dose if you want to push the nutrients hard perfectly safely without worrying about the fish in any way. So it gives you a lot of range on how much you want to really push your strains while still keeping everything perfectly safe for all your inhabitants in your aquaponic system. So it's really kind of a breakthrough in making things easy and accessible. You know, so many people preach so many wacky ideas with aquaponics, and this really just makes it, you know, part A, part B simple, and you know, paint by numbers simple, and it really helps a lot, especially the newer people. Again, that's one of the biggest barriers to entry into aquaponic cannabis, and we're going to solve all that with this website. We're going to be adding additional features, and again, we will have everything on there so that you can have it, you know, kind of with recommended dosing directly for your system if you want. So it'll make it a lot easier for anybody on there to you know, grow at home. We're also going to be working with a couple of different providers of smaller systems as well, to pair nutrients for them, and a couple of other cool things that we have in the works on top of this. So you guys it's just kind of the beginning of the whole universe to help you guys grow aquaponic cannabis easier. So I think you guys are really going to like what we have in the works, and this is just kind of a preview of some of the other cool stuff we're working on right now for you guys.
Sorry about that, guys. I lost connection for a moment.
No worries. What else would you like to add there?
One of the things we are going to put up, and it's obviously it's not there yet, but it's the micronutrient mixes that we've worked really hard on getting put together. We have it set up and ready to go right now. It's just it's on our other website, not on this one yet. But the micronutrients, you know, for cannabis every 2 months, you add this. If you're doing other, you know, if you're not using the pre-made mixes, you're going to need your micronutrients to add in. If you're just buying, you know, iron and potassium and what have you from the website or from wherever you're getting it, without the proper micronutrients at the proper size, you take a real risk of either overdosing or just not having enough in there, and your plants suffer down the road. So that's something we're really excited about adding. It'll probably go up in the next day or two. For sure by Monday it'll be on there. So if you're dosing your own stuff and you're happy with it for, like I said, the irons, potassiums, whatever, calcium, look at the micronutrient mix, because it's going to add things to your system for your grow that's going to really, really supercharge the system.
Absolutely. And the website for that is apcannanutes.com, apmjnutes.com, whichever one you can remember easier. Both of them will get you there.
Yeah,
we'll have
also,
a link down in the description as well.
Yeah, I was going to say there should be a link down below when you're looking at this. So click on that link as often as you can, and that's the best way to get there.
Awesome. Let me make sure I have that live here. 2 seconds, guys. Oh shoot, I put the wrong web address in. That's okay. So what's up with, what else is new with you? Anything?
Nope. Just working my butt off trying to get these things going as quickly as possible.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us. I know you were burning the candle pretty early today, so we'll let you go. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Appreciate both you guys, and I look forward to talking to you again tomorrow.
Awesome. Take care. And if you guys also aren't aware, we also have another website over at Jelly Bomb. You can check them out there under partner products. You can find, we have a whole bunch of awesome stuff. You can get a, you know, fish smoke, a tilapia smoke and a joint t-shirt, and a whole bunch of cool stuff. If you guys are looking for cool gift ideas, we have both men's and women's clothing, and we also have aquaponic stuff. So we just have aquaponic farmer, you know, lettuce ones, all kinds of interesting stuff. You know, not just cannabis related stuff. So definitely check that out. And last but not least, we'll pop in here. So this is the class that Marty and I have been working so hard on. We have it all up online now. Of course, I have the wrong link. There we go.
Well, not
So we
all
have
content.
our,
We're still uploading
Yep.
content. We got a bunch of videos left to upload.
Yep. Yep. So we'll be adding more sections each day. We've now got it streamlined down. We had everything up, and then we had glitch with it and a lot of the everything to make sure everything's nice and clean. So it's working out now, and we got it much more efficient. So we'll definitely share that with you guys, but definitely check that out. It's a really in-depth class and course. Covers a really range of stuff. Again, new sections being added all the time, and we'll be constantly adding new content to that every 1 to 2 months, so that you're constantly an ever increasing library of insect pictures and the whole. You really like it, and especially great for commercial producers that are out there. And we also have some commercial tools as well. If you have a commercial, actually, Marty, why don't you tell us about that, because you were working on that today.
Yeah, so we're working on a number of different things. Obviously, like I was saying, we have like 600 slides that have to go up, and I think we only have about 20 up right now. So there's a ton more stuff that has to go up. There's a ton more videos that have to go up. We have video content for all 600 slides that has to get uploaded. So all that's going to take a little bit of time to get posted, but all the formats set up, the class is there, you can enroll in it. We probably will be adding other classes as well. I know Steve's done the medicinal herb class and some other stuff that we're talking about doing on this platform as well. Like we'll be able to edit it, put up new content. So we'll have, like Steve was talking about, the insect library. We'll be working on another tier specifically for commercial grows, where you'll be able to get access for all of your employees. It can track all of their information separately, so you can see who's gone through what training and when and how long they were in there and all that good stuff. So, and if you want customized training, then we can help you with that also. So we can create specific training content just for stuff that we might not already have or only pertains particular to your grow, any of those different things. So we're trying to make it literally as flexible as possible so that we can have different content levels for the people that need it. The people that just want the class can just have the class. The people that want the class and also want some commercial grade coaching, content creation, whatever it is. We're trying to find a place to, everybody who needs something can check the box that they want to be able to get it. So this by far has been the most flexible format that we could find to be able to create the class in, because otherwise it was just a lot of duplicating work, or just continue teaching the same class over and over again, or just have a single video that would have to be re-recorded again anytime you wanted to add new content to it, which was a lot of editing. So there was just a whole lot of different issues that this particular platform solved for us, and that's why we ended up on Teachable, and we'll continue to build this out. And you'll be able to, again, 600 plus slides. We'll constantly be adding more. We will also be adding images, not only of different plants, strains, designs, insects, fungus, you name it. If we accumulate it, then you're going to see it. Microscopic pictures and identification, all those different types of things, treating anything that you might find, from insects to fungal issues to whatever. So that's kind of the avenue that we're trying to take, is to put all the content in one place and then allow people to access it at whatever level and cost that they need to. So if you're a commercial grow that you are looking to maximize your production, then you can find the stuff for that. If you're a home grower that wants to learn how to build a new system and find a reliable place to get water tests and some nutrients done, then we can provide equipment recommendations for every step along the way, and not at a huge cost.
So it really depends on how much access you need to what. And we finally found a platform that we think is flexible enough to make all that work for everybody. It's not easy, it takes a lot of work. So I do ask for your patience to, as we get all of the content up, we're posting new stuff almost every day. And yeah, I think it's gonna be great. You're muted, Steve.
Always. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we put a ton of work into it, and it's nice to finally just be able to get it all up and out there. So it's going to be, yeah, just really looking forward to it, and finally showing off all the hard work that we've been staying up till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning every night doing.
Yeah, it's been 2 to 3 o'clock nights pretty consistently. My wife's pretty done with it. But the nice part about it is that now it's all now that it's all streamlined, it's pretty easy to just kind of put everything together and then start the upload. And, it's ready to go for the next day. So now that everything's streamlined, it's a lot easier to just kind of put it all together and upload each section now that it's all recorded and ready to go. So we just ask for your patience as we work out the bugs, but other than that, you know, look for new content consistently. If not every day, then every other day for sure. And we'll continue to build a library and, you know, just try to respond to what you guys have already asked us for, which is really how all of this content got here to begin with. We're an accumulation of questions that we ended up answering over and over again anyway. So that's kind of the genesis of all of this stuff. Has just been accumulating all of this stuff for years now, and have a place to put it all instead of having to teach a class, you know, 3 or 4 times a year to try to disseminate the information and also be compensated for it. Now we can put it on this platform and be able to make it cheaper for you guys and always current, literally always current. So if something new comes out, we can just replace the slide, you know, at most record the video just for that one slide, maybe add something else on, you know, so it's not, you know, we can just add as an update video instead of delete the old one. But there's no re-encoding or anything. It just makes it way simpler, which means you get the content faster is ultimately what it comes down to. So from the time that we figure it out that something needs to change to the time it gets published for you is pretty low, pretty quick.
Oh yeah, and you know, we'll be like I said, we have over 600 more slides to put up beyond what we already have, and then we have another probably 50 or 60 video demonstrations and a whole bunch of other cool content, some guides on how to drill glass for doing aquarium type setups and displays, and like just really cool content that you're not going to find in any of the other aquaponic classes out there. And you know, just the vast range of different knowledge that we have in this class now is really unsurpassed in any, you know, compared to any other type of course that I've had the pleasure of taking as a student. You know, we cover everything from, you know, natural farming methodologies to, you know, exact mineral dosing. So with salts, or, you know, depending on, you know, you can kind of go one extreme or the other, or all different types of different pest management strategies, different designs that work, different ones that don't work, what some of the challenges are if you do need to try and adapt something. So, you know, really just trying to give people the most number of tools in their toolbox to handle, you know, kind of any problem that they run into.
Yeah, agreed. I like the toolbox kind of idea, which is that, you know, you'll be able to get in and access this stuff continuously, and it'll be updated continuously. So yeah, I think it's gonna be great.
Awesome. So what else has been new with you? How's your grow doing?
The grow's doing good. We're maybe 2.5 weeks into flower on some of the clones that I have in there. I did have to pull out 2 males of the pineapple Jack Jack Pineapple, Pineapple Jack. I forget which one, which way he has it. From Mr. Green Jeans, anyway. So I had to pull a couple males, which is no big deal. It happens. So I'll probably replace those with some clones. I'm in kind of a weird spot because rebooting, essentially. So I I had started seeds in the flower room, and so I have to make sure and get those males pulled out right away. I can't really keep them in there. So that's another great thing that we'll have a whole section on sexing plants, different methods of doing it faster, what things to look for. It's another common question that I get all the time is this a male or is this a female? Sometimes it's both, which is a bad day for whoever sent me that picture or myself. But anyway, so I pulled a couple males, and I'll have a couple plants in the bedroom right now, which are already in dual root zone pots and growing up. And so what I'm trying to do now is identify the ideal size for each strain to grow them to before I take them into the bedroom or into the flower room and let them start flowering, and they still fill out to the ideal size that I want them to. So just kind of tweaking around with little production stuff at this point, trying to get up to max. I'll be in constant production probably now to where I'll have enough plants to be able to just continuously replace them and be on a staggered harvest, probably 2 beds at a time. So half my room will get harvested at a time. But we'll see kind of how it goes with this model of allowing plants to veg in dual root zone pots and just throwing them in the flower system. It allows me to stagger my nitrogen uptake a little bit better. So essentially half my plants will always be in that kind of first stretch phase where they're still taking up nitrogen. So that balances it out so that all my plants aren't feeding heavy and then dropping off all at the same time. So just little things to tweak my little homegrown setup here and test different theories that I have. So yeah, fun stuff like that. Cloning is going great. I've gotten, I'm still kicking out probably anywhere from 25 to 30 clones per mom a week easily. So right about 14 days for root time for most strains. Some of them take a little longer. Some of them are a little quicker. Like Snowman seems to always have a few of them that root in like 8 to 10 days. So some of them are just faster. So besides that, yeah, everything is going pretty good. How are things going in the lab? Did you say some blew up today or something?
Just something that had a set life to it and failed finally, so I gotta order a new one. It's not the best timing, but everything's good. It'll all get sorted in time.
Oh, and I've got a leak somewhere, which is kind of like.
You have a leak somewhere?
Yeah, I think it's in, because I have the liner for both my sump tank and my fish tank. And so even the liner, when it showed up, had some holes in it, had some imperfections from being printed. So they gave me a fat discount after I called and yelled at them. But they sent me a whole bunch of patch material too, which was great. And so I was able to, that was really good. Everything was holding good. But now I think one of the patches came loose and was probably just floating around somewhere in the tank. And because I can't find where it was either, because now it's all, fish poop on the bottom. So it's kind of hard to find a pinhole in the bottom. So I think that's what's happening. I don't know for sure. It's not leaking a ton, so it's not like an urgent situation, but it definitely has to get addressed. So I'll probably have to go in and vacuum out that part of the tank and try to find out where the leak was and put a new patch on it. Definitely one of the downsides of using liner as opposed to like a container or some sort of plastic material for your like a tote type water tank. So whether you're talking about your fish tank or your sump tank or whatever, if it's a harder plastic, then you're not obviously going to have to deal with holes in the bottom of your sump tank or your fish tank or whatever capacity you want to do that. It doesn't happen a lot. And honestly, I think if it didn't come with existing holes, I probably wouldn't have any. I ran a number of different smaller systems. I have the bedroom system and the outdoor system I ran for years on the exact same kind of liner. It just didn't already have holes in it. So I think that was the main issue, is I just got a bum roll of plastic. I probably should have just sent it back and replaced it. But obviously I was in a hurry to get up and running. So I just went ahead and patched it, and now I'm gonna have to patch it again. So that's kind of annoying, but not the worst thing ever. I may actually tear out the whole thing and just put in new tanks to see. Fun times.
Yeah, I feel you. We're working on putting a new little system together over at the spots. Kind of have a new play area. Also getting some smaller systems from some people that are sending me some in the mail that want to try growing cannabis in them. So we're going to do some cannabis growing in some small aquaponic systems. So that'll be fun, just for the challenge of it, and doing some fun video content around that. We have we'll be talking over at the I'll be speaking at the oh, you know what, we'll hold off on that until it's a little closer. And we have a whole bunch of other cool stuff that we have in the works again, kind of working on this whole education and resource universe for you guys, for your aquaponic cannabis growing needs, microbes, nutrients. We'll have some pest stuff here in the future. We'll have the book coming out, so it'll be a lot of fun. Oops, sorry, I dropped something. Yeah, just we're putting a ton of work into it. I think you guys are really going to like it, especially if you're a commercial producer. We're going to have a lot of really cool content catered towards larger scale grows, and really simplifying a lot of stuff that people are struggling with right now. So that's really kind of why we're doing this. We kind of got tired of watching people struggle with aquaponics. Kind of know where the gaps are because we've been doing it for a long time. So we're offering solutions for those things that are kind of holding people back.
Definitely see the same consistent questions a lot, and yeah, I think it's just going to be a great resource for hopefully anybody who does aquaponics at any level. That we want you to have both, a tier that's affordable for you, and being valuable to you. And I think that everybody will be able to find something that is significantly valuable to them, and will help them, create better medicine. Honestly, one of my favorite things to get are messages from people that we've helped set up grows for their own home grow stuff or medicine. I just got a message a couple weeks ago. I won't out her on the podcast, but her husband suffers from PTSD, and is on a myriad of different prescription drugs for this level of PTSD. And she reached out to us probably, I don't know, a year ago, something like that. Never grown anything before, but was really interested. I think she had heard the podcast, one of the ones we did a while ago. It was like 30 something or 40. It was early episode of the podcast we did with the Warriors Project. I think Adam was the gentleman's name from that. And so that was how we ended up getting connected, and had never done anything before. And she sent me a picture of just some of the best hash. I think it was dry sip. Sorry, I don't remember which one it was, but whichever one it was, it looked great. And was just, thanking us for helping her be able to create medicine for her husband, and was helping get off of his PTSD meds. It was not all of them, but it was off some of them. And she was just extremely happy to be able to provide that for her husband. And that's just one of many. Sometimes it's a cancer patient, sometimes it's a seizure patient, but those are definitely my favorite messages to get in terms of feedback for helping people with this content, to allow them to be able to medicate their loved ones and be able to help them out. To me, it is just the best. So if you can come join us in the Aquaponic Cannabis Growers group. There's a lot of people there as well that can help. And she's active on there. She's posted her grows there before and is now really standing on her own. And, I just think that there's a lot of value in that shared experience, both the person getting help and the person doing the helping is soul food, if you will.
For sure. I know we're helping some pediatric patients here, making some formulations for CBD and THC for some of our different products we're making for edibles, and it's really been helping a lot for these kiddos. So it's always nice to be able to help people like that. So
yeah, it's honestly is the part that feels the best. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love almost every aspect of growing, other than maybe trimming. Aside from that, I really love every aspect of just doing the work itself. But when you can get that kind of feedback and make that kind of difference in someone's life on top of doing something you already like to do, that's just great in my opinion.
absolutely. Alrighty, well, I think we need to get back to uploading more class sections and getting that all out. We have our nightly duties, so I think we'll switch over to that. So why don't you tell everybody how to find you and how to find the class?
Yeah, so you can find us. You can find me, AP Meds, on YouTube, on Instagram. So if you want to connect with me directly, you can go there. If you want to find the class, it is at aquaponic-cannabis.teachable.com. And I think, Steve, you linked our other domain to it as well, right? That's the APMJ class.
Yeah, we have we have a whole bunch of different ways that you can get to us, but the easiest way is apmjclass.com.
APMJclass.com.
Or aquaponiccannabisclass.com. Both of those will get you to the link.
That's the website that Steve was showing you earlier. You can sign up on there. All the content's going to appear there. So anything that you need to pop up there, if you want to, reach out about something specific, we can definitely try to get it up there if you have something that's time sensitive and you've signed up for the class. But all that stuff is going to be going up. Stuff's going up every day. So we're hoping to get everything, all 600 slides with all the video uploaded by Christmas time is kind of the goal. I think right now we're actually on track to get there a lot sooner, but I don't I don't want to ruin things. So
there are new fires out west.
Yeah, there are new fires. So, but that's kind of the idea, is that by Christmas time we can have all the content, all the video up there that will be the base of the class. And then moving forward, we'll have update videos. I definitely plan on doing a grow blog that will be separate from the class as well. I'm also working on a couple ideas for some other classes as well that we'll be able to put up. And like I said, Steve already has some. I don't want to speak for him, but I know he talked about doing some of his other ones that he already had developed. So look for other stuff on there. And Aquaponic Cannabis Growers Group on Facebook is always a great place to find us. We're always on there, just helping people out and sharing information. People post their grows, get advice, share successes, failures, insects identification, funny memes, cool stoner stuff, all kinds of great resources in the Facebook group. So come join us over there.
We also have the Aquaponic Cannabis Growers, or no, is it Aquaponic Chronic on Reddit as well. A lot of people wanted to have a community that wasn't Facebook related. Got tired of being zucked. So yeah, so we have a community over there on Reddit as well. If Facebook isn't your jam, then there you go.
Sounds good.
All right, and like we said before, there's a link to Jelly Bomb in the description. Thanks a lot, Roger, for helping us put together apmjnewts.com or apcannanewts.com, aquaponiccannabisnutrients.com. All of those will get you there. And again, we'll be adding new products and microbes and other cool stuff to that website. We're still filling out the store, but we got all kinds of cool stuff there. So definitely check it out if you're an aquaponic cannabis grower. We put a ton of time into it. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it. And hopefully that answers a lot of the questions that you guys have had and provides the resources that you guys have been looking for. Thanks a lot, and we'll catch you guys again soon.